is the competitive streak that he has inside, looking to turn things around and log another W here tonight.
He will trust this defense behind him tonight. Starting the outfield, Soderstrom in left, Bolte at center, Butler in right with Geloff and Kurtz on the corners, Wilson and McNeil up the middle, and Shea Langeliers again the backstop for Jeffrey Springs.
There's the skipper, the tip of the spear, Mark Kotsay, 5th season at the helm, as we all know.
And after last night, matches their win total against the Angels in 2025 here in 2026. Now 4-1 against the Halos this season.
You're going to have plenty of time to build on that. This is game 2 of a 4-game set here. We'll go to San Francisco, and then we will be down south, right back at it against these Halos.
Springs is ready to go. First pitch is down low, right at 6:40 p.m. local. So it's Zach Neto, 225, 15 home runs, 34 batted in. Dan Merzel will call balls and strikes. Stan Bellino, the crew chief, at first. Mark Ripperger at second base, and Shane Livensparger completes the quartet at third. Neto 177 over his last 15 games, 11 for 62. Springs misfires again high, popped out of Langeliers' glove. Now 3 balls and no strikes to the Angel shortstop.
Well, something this Angels club has had a difficult time doing, Chris, is I think competing against southpaws. Left-handed pitchers have kind of given them fits. You can point to just to the swing and miss that lefties have been able to generate against the Halos.
The 3-1 pitch. Too far inside, a leadoff walk.
Well, we've gotten a look at the umpiring crew. Let's put the microscope on Dan Merzel. Hit .315 over 3 seasons at Johns Hopkins U. He also graduated with a degree in mathematics and statistics. Fair to say math and statistics are a big part of the game of baseball, I'd say. As far as the strike zone goes, Chris, he's really kind of a coin flip. Pitcher-friendly strike zone has been overturned exactly 50% on challenges. So I don't mean coin flip in a negative manner. I do mean that when we start to look at how frequently umpiring crews or umpires specifically have been overturned on their challenges, I like to think about how close some of these pitches are. The ones that are a 1/10 of an inch either way.
Shonowell makes his first appearance of the series, has struggled against left-handed pitching himself. 188 against lefties. Did not appear last night in the 5-0 A's victory, their first shutout victory at home. 2-0 called strike. Excuse me, 185 against lefties. Shonowell went 1 for 8 against Arizona the first leg of this road trip. Throw over to first, and in the sunlight, Kurtz catches it. Kurtz will not apply a tag to Neto.
Well, Shonowell, one of those guys who, you know, we talk about Cortez and the kind of at-bats that he gives you regardless of lefty or righty. It feels like Shonowell at times has been very similar.
Neto's going to break for second. Springs read it well. Kurtz to Wilson, the tag there, and they caught him.
Well, it's a phenomenal job by Jeffrey Springs on the way up to acknowledge that Neto was off to the races. And I want you to watch the footwork of Nick Kurtz as well. You'll see him come off the bag and come and get the baseball. And what that's going to do is allow him to create just a little bit better lane to make a throw in. And what you didn't see from Neto.
Shonowell flies it in the air to left. Caught by Soderstrom, 2 away.
What you didn't see from Neto, Chris, is something that I think you'll see guys do, especially if they're aware of it, is try to take away that lane for a left-handed first baseman. So you find that base runner starting to creep over into that area where Kurtz would be letting the ball go.
Here's Adele. He'll take strike one.
So again, watch Nick Kurtz. You see where he's at? He'll take a couple steps in and just give himself that much more of a better window to throw through. It's now the 7th time that Neto's been hosed on the base path.
6 more than the next closest Angel. He's been caught a bunch.
And look, frankly, the reason that you didn't see Kurtz take even another step is because Neto off on first move, and that's why it's a good job by Jeffrey Springs to read that on the leg lift up. And that's just not something that every left-hander is capable of. You'll have guys that are predetermined pickers. They know in their head before they even get a sign, I'm going over.
1-2 to Adele is down low. Well, for Jeffrey Springs, who has struggled in the early innings of contests recently, a quick inning where he faces the minimum would be just what the doctor ordered for not only the offense, but Springs' confidence moving into the following innings of this contest. That's fouled out of play. Adele will see another.
Well, I don't think it's any mystery the way that the guy on the other side has thrown the baseball this year, and Jose Soriano. So if you can limit any sort of support early and get your boys up there and let them take their hacks.
2-2 pitch, check swing up top. Did he go? Yes, he did. Springs gets a strikeout and posts a goose egg in the first. Let's see the A's bats when we come back. Again, Zach Geloff leads off, then Kurtz and Langeliers. Soderstrom the cleanup hitter, then Wilson and Cortez, followed by Lawrence Butler, who gets the start, Bolte and McNeil.
I told you it was Jose Soriano on the mound tonight for the Halos. Game 2 of this 4-game set. It's going to be his 16th turn of the season for Soriano. And Chris, there was no hotter pitcher on the planet when this baseball season started. We're talking about a guy who was just utterly dominant. His first 7 starts, Chris, 1 earned run allowed. 1. Just an absolute magnificent start to his season. But like I think a lot of guys do, over the course of a long season, there's going to be some regression to the mean. And if the mean is what it looks like right now, a sub-3 ERA with a guy who can generate a ground ball with the best of them.
On the ground, positioned perfectly, Guzman. He snares it, throws to first, 1 away. So now the Angels defense will look like this tonight. In the outfield, Meckler, Siri, and Adele from left to right. Guzman at third, Neto and Peraza up the middle at short and second. Shonowell, the first baseman, with O'Hoppe behind the plate for the ground ball machine, Jose Soriano. I know it's something that you love to see with Soriano getting the ball on the ground as consistently as he does, a 53.8% ground ball rate. That's in the 91st percentile among pitchers in all of baseball.
Well, you know what I like to say.
Ball is on the ground, but foul just up the third base side.
Tough to hit a homer on the ground. And a big part of the reason why the numbers look the way they do is because you're able to stay away from damage. You know, 16th start of the season, 9 homers surrendered. And the fact that, you know, not only is he a ground ball machine, Chris, but he can get the swing and miss when he needs to. 92 strikeouts over 87 innings for Soriano. You know, I think about guys that have the innate ability to get a ground ball and punch a ticket. This one just missed at 99, mind you. I think about a fellow by the name of Logan Webb. The web slinger.
Well, this is a player that plays a lot of passion. Player that was the opening day starter for Los Angeles. 3-2. Called strike 3. Kurtz is going to challenge here. So an early
the previous
challenge
pitch was
from
called
Kurtz.
a strike. The batter has challenged.
Well, I think Kurtz, he was confident initially, then maybe started to second guess it. Go with your gut, big fella.
The pitch was a ball.
ABS
ball
powered by
4.
T-Mobile. Kurtz instead draws a walk, and he's on
2
base
challenges
again.
remaining.
Now 20-game on-base streak for Kurtz. We've been saying that a lot. A lot of streaks at the top of the order. You know, Geloff on a 22-game hitting streak. Kurtz on an 11-game hitting streak. Now 20-game on-base streak. And here comes Langeliers, who made some noise in the first inning last night. Shea takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Soriano has a lot of experience against the A's. This current crop of Athletics entering play tonight, 277 against Soriano with 5 doubles, 5 home runs, and 17 RBIs. Langeliers has 2 home runs against Soriano in his career already. He'll wave and miss, 1-1. Butler as well has a pair of home runs against the hard-throwing right-handed starter.
Yeah, Langeliers, fair to say he's seen it well against Soriano.
I'd say so.
Cool 5 hundo. And it's not a small body of work when you think about it. How about last night? It was a heck of a first inning for the Athletics. Really, the first 6 hitters, Chris, had their way. Langeliers with the blast off the batter's eye.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shea. He's had no shortage of contact and power in the first inning. It's been a little bit quieter to start today after the 6 straight hits, 5 runs off of 7 hits, and last night's inning number 1. Shea will take called strike 3, painted fastball in the outside corner, and that is the second out. So 2 away for Tyler Soderstrom. He also homered last night. Shea had a 3-run shot off the batter's eye in center, and then Soderstrom eyed left center field and picked up his 13th of the season.
I mean, you've already gotten a good look at why Soriano is such a tough customer. 99-mile-an-hour sinking fastballs. Tough to elevate, the numbers tell you.
First pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, another reason that Soriano, and something to watch for tonight, is pitch distribution. And we're talking about a guy 20-25% plus on each one of the offerings outside of the slider. So you got the sinker, you got the curveball, you got the 4-seam fastball, you got the splitter. The splitter at the lowest usage of the quartet at 20%. But everything else north of 20%.
2-0 to Soderstrom, a swing and a miss. 4-seamer there. That 4-seam fastball, he throws it hard.
He sure does. I mean, how about the power curveball? It's an 85, 86 mile an hour breaking ball. A curveball, not a slider. 2-plane pitch that just
laced into right center, a base hit. Kurtz is going to cut the bag at second, and Testadel's arm, he will take third, and Soderstrom a 2-out knock. Now the A's have him on the corners for Jacob Wilson, who feasts in situations just like this.
Well, we'll start with a great at bat by Tyler Soderstrom, taking advantage of an elevated mistake right over the heart of the plate. And because of where Adele was shaded, Kurtz, almost looking like Kurtz just kind of slow played him. Didn't look like he was going to be terribly aggressive around second base, but ends up at third, standing up easily.
Right side open for Wilson, who will take strike 1 on a sinker. 0-1. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. Soderstrom short lead at first. Shonowell holds him on from the stretch, steals Soriano, and it's checked up foul. Quickly 0-2. Hasn't always been easy for Jose Soriano against these Athletics. 7.82 ERA, a 1-3 record in 7 starts and 9 appearances against the Athletics. They have not been kind to the 27-year-old Dominican right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, just north of 35 innings with an ERA knocking on the door of 8.
1-2. Wilson ground ball up the middle. Ranging over is Neto. Spins, throws to first. What a play by the shortstop. Unbelievable by Zach Neto. Robs Wilson of a hit. A's unable to cash in with the runner at third, and Zach Neto dazzles again at the shortstop position. There is no score through 1. This season, and stream the games on the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota. Well, no score in the top of the second inning. 4, 5, and 6 for the Angels come up for a first time against Springs. It is Peraza taking low, 1 ball and no strikes. Great defensive gem by Zach Neto up the middle. Robbed Jacob Wilson of a hit or an RBI, you could say.
Well, he had to,
taken down low, 2-0.
Sorry, Chris. He had to range a long way up the middle to his left. And so not only does he get to the baseball, but time to spin, throw, fire off his back foot. I mean, that's a phenomenal play. Yeah, good job.
Wonder if he knew we were talking about him.
I just look for the red light. But I mean, that's, again, from a pitcher perspective, and this is where I think something that you have to understand, not only from a defensive perspective, but when you know that you've got a guy out there that is just going to be churning up ground balls, you're excited to go to the ballpark that day because you know what's coming your way, which is a lot of opportunities, not only to make the routine plays, but a lot of opportunities to show your skill set, to showcase what kind of talent you have.
Well, we know how well it worked out for Gage Jump last night. 5 runs of support immediately. He goes out, 7 scoreless innings of work, quite possibly his best performance of his young big league career. High in the air to center. Bolte having trouble finding it, and he's got it for the first out. Like you said, A's unable to cash in with Kurtz at third, and the way that Soriano has pitched, needs some runs.
Well, what we saw last night was probably the best start of the season outside of what we saw JT Ginn do in Chicago. This was just a master class in commanding the baseball. I mean, Gage Jump was fantastic from start to finish. The fastball explosive. He was moving the breaking ball around to both sides of the plate with depth at times when he needed to. And this is a young man who has a wonderful understanding of what he's trying to accomplish on any given pitch. And it's one thing to just kind of be happy and excited about the results you're getting and turn the page and move on. But this is a young man who is studying the reasons why he's having the success he's having and is walking away unsatisfied, which we kind of talked about how he, and I think a lot of guys are going to be their own worst critics, and Marcotte acknowledged as much the need to be satisfied, right? Appreciate the work that you're able to put in, but that tells you that he is hunting the next level of execution.
Called strike 3-1. Christian Moore in his return to the big leagues last night went 1 for 4. So Springs trying to work back into the count. 3-1 pitch is sprayed back foul. 3-2. For Jeffrey, you know, we hit on it in the open. Last 11 starts, has not gotten a win in his last 11. 0-7 If you take it to his last 6 starts, he's allowed 12 home runs. So cutting down on that is of paramount importance to the left-hander, and he strikes out more there. There's the second out. Good pitch by Springs. Second strikeout for number 59.
Well, and you can see where this fastball is, just off the corner outside, probably right on that corner, and elevated. And I think something to pay attention to also tonight is the frequency with which he's elevating pitches.
He got that one up in the air. Wilson goes out. In comes Soderstrom in the shade, and he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Springs. Back to the A's bats with no score in the second.
Welcome back. Time now to take a look at Wirecam, brought to you by our friends over at Defy. Not only Wirecam, but DirtCam, the dynamic duo. We've been treated to some excellent perspective, some up close and personal shots of live baseball action. Shout out DirtCam.
Well, no score, bottom second. It's Cortez, Butler, and Bolte to come up against Soriano. Carlos hitless in his last 3 games on this homestand, 0 for 12 with 5 strikeouts. He'll take low 1 ball and no strikes. 282 now in the year.
It does feel like we have seen a little more swing and miss than we had typically seen before from Carlos Cortez.
Get this in the air. In foul ground. Guzman moves over, and it does spill into the seats. That's why you bring your glove.
Well, he might want to think about bringing a helmet. I got it. Oh, no, I don't got it. Tell you what I got is a big old knot on the nugget. I mean, I think the hat probably says it all.
You're getting geared up for the next series, aren't you?
Oh, is that who we play?
I think so.
I'm not listening to it.
Kotze just got ejected.
You say that's ridiculous.
All I said was it was down. You missed 3 fucking pitches in the first fucking inning. Right? 3 of them. Okay, Dan? All I said was it was fucking down. That's it. Oh, we don't listen to it anymore, right? Because we have challenges. You're going to force us to fucking make a challenge in the first fucking inning or the second fucking inning. You're already wrong with the ball down. All you got to do is click that fucking button and listen to it. That's it. 3 fucking pitches.
And what we would typically say, Chris, in a time like this is tuck them in, Rabbit. Tuck those ears in. And I think that's kind of what, well, you may or may not have heard, but I think Kotz has a point. Take a look at where the last pitch was, and I think we can kind of take it from there. As you'll see, pitch, well, borderline, right? But just below the strike zone, and Merzel said, hee-ha, that's a strike. Yeah, well, to Mark Kotz's point, it was low. The pitch was low, and so Kotz said, so is that what you're going to do? You're going to make us use our challenges here within the first 2 innings of this ball game? And that's probably a few pitches you've already missed is what I think Mark Kotze was expressing. And if you're not allowed to just kind of express that, hey, that was down. When you hear that, it almost, from a coaching or a staff or a player perspective, when you react maybe the way that Dan Merzel did, there might be some guilt that accompanies that, right? Well, you probably respond a certain way because you might be feeling a certain way. Maybe I have a point, is what Mark Kotze is probably thinking.
Wave and a miss. Knuckle curve does Cortez in. And 1 is away. Second strikeout for Soriano.
Well, there's the banger. And you see velocity out of the hand, and when a guy's got a big power curveball like that, what you want to hunt the pop. And what that means is that curveball can pop out of the hand at release. And that pitch is going to look different than every other pitch in his arsenal out of the hand. And it's not easy to pick up. That's why we call it hunting. Is because if you can identify it and you can buy yourself that split second worth of timing, then you might be able to put a decent swing on a really good pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes to Butler. He gets it in the air to left. Meckler on the move. And he had room, but it pops out of his glove. We know how many tricks that this ballpark can play, especially the outfielders. And I think that Meckler was a little bit crossed up there.
Well, he gets over to the wall. And as we know, Chris, that ball starts to work its way back. And they had a shot at an out there.
0-2. Clobber to right center field. That ball's carrying. That ball is over the wall and gone. Butler gets another chance, and he slams one into the right center field. Burn, the A's lead 1-0. How many times have we seen things like that happen? You get another pitch, and you make him pay. Butler's 3rd home run in his career against Soriano. He has had number 59's number, and he opens up the scoring here tonight.
And nobody, and I mean nobody, feels worse right now than Wade Meckler. Nobody. I mean, you were so close to having the out. Instead, the ball spits out of the webbing. Soriano's got to get back on the horse and try to attack Lawrence Butler. And well, things just did not quite work out. Trying to lift the baseball against Soriano, not an easy task, but 98, see you later. Lawsky delivers.
That was his 5th home run of the season. 0-2 to Bolte. Missed his spot.
I mean, look at how short and quick Lawrence Butler was to the baseball. You rang? The Butler delivers a barrel.
Lawrence has looked really good in the month of June. 270 average this month. And then after that home run, it has only increased. Speaking of June, 38 home runs this month, most in Major League Baseball. Bolte takes low, now 3-2.
Well, remember, Meckler got over to the wall, thought he had a play, not quite. And then what happened the next pitch? Well, a big swing, 3 left turns, some high fives. 1-0 good guys.
And it's good seeing him energized and smiling in that dugout. He has looked entirely different over the last few weeks. 3-2. Bolte takes in, draws a walk.
Well, remember, Soriano, a guy that hadn't yielded a ton of homers, but the Athletics in the month of June, I mean, nobody is putting more barrels on the baseball than the green and gold. Over 17 games, 38 homers. I mean, that number, when you look at the months that preceded it, Chris, I mean, that's what you call a power outburst.
This offense in the first 4 games of this homestand has scored 25 runs. Last 4 games for Los Angeles, only 7 runs scored of offense. So 2 totally different teams offensively recently. It's McNeil now, who went 1 for 4 last night. The knuckle curve misses high and outside, 1-1. Jeff McNeil, a .308 hitter when he's able to come up in the 2nd inning. Bolte's speed on first. Shotwell holds him on. McNeil pops it up. high in the sky. Left center, out goes Neto, and he will make the catch. 2 down. We hardly got to touch on Geloff. He was swinging early against Soriano in the first inning. Hit a hard shot, well played by Guzman, in on the grass. Geloff on a 22-game hitting streak.
Well, he's shown a little bit of everything during this run he's been on. Not that you were worried or concerned about the power. We know the power's been there. There's been plenty of flashes of that. And I don't think it's any mystery that when a guy is seeing the ball as well as he is, there's also patience involved. Oh my.
Bolte's going to break for second. Throw down to second is in time. And Bolte is caught. Soriano catches the runner on the base path and ends the inning. But the Athletics do take the lead, courtesy of one Lawrence Butler.
Zone 4, stand up. The Law Dog delivers.
The A's lead 1-0. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence Butler. 5th home run of the season, 3rd against right-hander Jose Soriano in his career. He has been very good against the Angels starter. A's have a lead for Springs at 41 pitches. 7, 8, and 9 come up, starting with Logan O'Hoppe. First pitch strike, 0-1. Well, the bottom of the second was action-packed. Carlos Cortez came up, got a pitch low. Arconce had something to say to the home plate umpire, Dan Merzel, and, well, he was ejected from the game. Later, Lawrence Butler came up, got to 2 strikes, fouled off a ball to left. Wade Meckler moved by the wall and left, and the ball rerouted the last second. He dropped it. The next pitch, Butler homers and opens up the scoring. That's where we find ourselves now.
Yeah, I mean, as a defender, if you're Wade Meckler, that's why I said there's nobody that feels worse about that series of events unfolding the way they did, because he'll tell you should have had it. But then to watch the big fly, but just to go back real quick, I mean, understanding that yes, challenges are now a part of the game, and it really has become a strategic implementation, right? It's a utensil now. It's a tool that is used strategically, and I think it was implemented to serve equal parts. Not only you add a layer of strategy to managing the challenges, but there was also an effort to try to get the calls right, and understandably so.
3-2, punched into right center, a base hit.
I want to go back to how that last half inning ended. You felt like Bolte taking off might have been an option with the way that Geloff has swung the bat. Dirtcam going to give us a great look. And you got to give credit to Peraza, who was able to reach across his body, get a low throw, bring the tag back in time to get a very, very fast runner in Henry Bolte.
Well, Meckler gets his opportunity in the 3rd inning. Was a pinch hitter in the 8th last night, picked up a hit. For an Angels team that only managed 4 hits against A's pitching last night. How good was the pitching? I mean, we talked about Jump. He was sensational. But Barnett and Harris each giving an inning of relief, scoreless.
Well, it was a great effort from top to bottom on the staff side of things for the Athletics. And Chris, just because I can appreciate what Johnson has gone through in his journey to get back to the big leagues, his journey to Double-A, and trying to iron some things out and then come back up and have a very, very rough, frankly, just a brutal first inning, but bounce back and still be able to deliver 5 innings. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, because I mean, he was probably just a hitter or 2 away from his night being over and not even getting out of the first inning.
And you go from possibly having to use 4, 5, 6 relievers. Instead, they used Suter and Zephyr-Jean.
It's all,
two.
yeah, well, when it's all said and done, one team threw a shutout. The other team gave up 5 runs in the first inning. Both teams only using 3 pitchers in total each, right?
Worked out for the Angels. Short lead for Ohapi. Not really a threat to run. Springs strikes out Meckler on the slider. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jeffrey Springs.
Springs slicing and dicing right now. I mean, I'm not sure you can put that slider in a better spot. That is a perfect pitch from Jeffrey Springs. Competitive, strike out of the hand for a long time until it just continues to dive away.
Series shows bunt, pulls back, doesn't matter. It's a strike, 0-1. Started the game in center field last night. 0 for 2. And Meckler came in, batted in place of him in the 8th inning. Fly ball, shallow right. Butler broke back. Now has to come in. Insamora makes the catch. And scampering back to first was Ohapi.
Well, it's a big swing at the plate. And sometimes those big swings can be a little deceptive. Lawrence Butler, having to make up some ground, does a nice job of doing so. Because initially it was a step back, a step to his left, but Hoppy able to get back just in time. No throw.
Zach Neto walked and was later caught stealing by the trio of Springs, Kurtz, and Wilson. Neto now the big vocal leader for the Angels as Mike Trout has entered the injured list. Hamstring strain. Wave and a miss. Good changeup. When it's on, it's on.
Oh, it's nasty. I mean, it's a type of changeup where Springs can tell you it's coming. He can tell you where he's going to throw it, and you're probably still not going to be able to put a barrel on it.
See if he goes with it again. 0-2. He did, but it was touch outside. 1-2. That hamstring strain Trout suffered in the Los Angeles versus Diamondbacks series in Arizona. One-two pitch, punched foul.
Well, Kyle Schwarber, a very different leadoff hitter than Zach Neto. James Wood, a very different type of hitter than Zach Neto. So it might be a little bit of a cause for concern with the swing and miss from Neto, who does find himself at the top of this lineup.
It seems like it's a down year for Zach Neto. You know, when I think Zach Neto, I don't think a guy that strikes out nearly that much. I mean, he gets his fair share like anyone else, but for him to be atop that list with how much he brings to the table, not only defensively but offensively, it is surprising to read that. Change up away, 2-2.
Well, that's why when you think about what Kyle Schwarber represents in that Philly lineup, what James Wood represents, I mean, there's a lot of sock between those two.
There's the strikeout. It was the changeup. 4 strikeouts for Springs in his start. 1-0 A's.
Fans, you got to make sure you get to the game early tomorrow, and you know why. Well, it's the highly anticipated J. Willie Bobblehead Night presented by Red Hawk Resort and Casino. That's right, Jacob Wilson Bobblehead Night for early and arriving fans who are going to secure the exclusive bobblehead celebrating our all-star shortstop. You're not going to want to miss it. Go get your tickets right now at athletics.com/promotions and vote for Nick Kurtz and Shea Langoliers while you're at it. But get the tickets because it's Jacob Wilson's bobblehead tomorrow. You do not want to miss that.
I know you're a big bobblehead guy.
Like the bobbleheads, I tell you, the kids love the bobbleheads.
We were down in the dugout before Mark Kotze's media availability, and Jacob Wilson was down there hanging out with Bobby Crosby. There's Geloff taking in 2 balls and no strikes, and Johnny Dosko, our radio announcer, asked him if he was excited about his bobblehead night. He said, yeah, my parents, my friends, some of my family will be here. Geloff fouls it away, and Johnny says, I know the feeling. Remember when I got my bobble nose?
I mean, what a moment when Johnny Dosko and I, along with our producer Mike Bird, we roll into the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. And whose bobble nose is prominently displayed on the very, I'm talking front and center stage. I mean, right next to the likes of the great Bob Uecker. I mean, Johnny Dosko and the bobble nose. Just an all-timer.
That unique man just keeps getting more and more unique. There are so many layers to Johnny Dosko. 3-2. Geloff takes. It's off the plate, and he draws a walk. Good plate appearance by number 20, and he sets up Kurtz. It's the 3rd walk issued by Soriano. One thing Mark Kotze identified about Soriano, as I said, he's walking more guys recently, and it seems like he's starting to attack lower in the zone, and I wonder why that is after all the success he had in his first 6 starts or so this year.
Well, it might just be a matter of, I think, letting the arsenal play. And when you have a sinking fastball, you think about attacking low in the zone. Now, we also understand he's got 2 variants of the fastball. But when you have a big power curveball like he does, you've got that sinking fastball, but you also have the ability to straighten it out, throw a 4-seam fastball. Now you're playing a couple different games, right? The vertical approach. So you run that 4-seam fastball up top, that big power curveball out of the same window, the same release point, and now you're playing that vertical game and stretching the strike zone north and south. And then you've got the sinker, and remember, we told you the slider you don't see nearly as much of. And at times, Chris, I think it can also be about trying to stay ahead of the scouting report, where guys will make adjustments thinking, hey, at this point I might have a little predictability to me. Let me see if I can't get ahead of the game.
He strikes out Kurtz up top on a high fastball, 1 away.
And to the point of sticking with what's worked, you can see why elevating pitches at times can give him the success that he's had. It's because guys might be setting their sights a little lower.
Now Shea takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. He was caught looking in the 1st inning. 1 of now 3 Soriano strikeouts. Right side open. Geloff's blazing speed at first as Shanoel holds him on. That's down low, 2-0. And now O'Hoppy's going to go and talk to Soriano. Remember some history here between Langeliers and Soriano.
There certainly is. Go back to last year. Middle of summer, started to turn fall, but things stayed hot for Shea Langeliers. Couple of long balls. O'Hoppy and Soriano chopping it up right now, just trying to stay out of the danger zone. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price.
2 balls and no strikes. Big cut. Swing and a miss. Well, the A's trio of Langeliers, Rooker, and Butler have the most RBIs all time against Jose Soriano. Langeliers ahead by 1 with 7. Rooker and Butler with 6.
Well, I promise you, Soriano is taking somewhat of a breath and going, oh, well, at least Rooker's not in the lineup right now, because you are well aware of the guys who do the damage against you, and to think that all 3 guys that you've surrendered the most homers to are in the same lineup, buddy, those are mental hurdles you have to clear.
2-2. Tag to right center. That's tailing away from Siri, and it is off the wall. Look at Geloff fly. Crosby giving him the windmill home. The throw to the plate is late, and Langeliers doubles home the second A's run.
Well, that is now 8 runs driven in for the backstop against Soriano. And Chris, this is just Shea Langeliers going to school here. Swung and missed at a breaking ball. Not this time. He got a little bit of a hanger, and he banked it up that right center gap. And you pointed out the speed of Zach Geloff, something we are all familiar with. He would come home and score easily.
Now Soderstrom in the left. It drops down. Late break for Langeliers. First and third with just 1 out. Early swing from Soderstrom, and he has another hit.
Well, Langeliers kind of caught up in between second and third for just a moment. 97-mile-an-hour sinker working away from Soderstrom. Catches it probably a little more towards the cup, but you can see Meckler came up wanting to make a throw, it looked like, to third base, but Guzman vacated third, and that's why you saw Meckler put the ball in his pocket, at least for the time being. Now first and third here, just 1 out for the Athletics with the Wizard with the wand, Jay Willie at the dish.
He'll swing on the first pitch, fouling it back. 0-1. Wilson comes up after this hit.
Well, right there you see Guzman kind of break towards the infield. Meckler eventually got the ball in.
Speaking of in, the infield in a bit. Line drive, base hit into left. Langeliers scores. Soderstrom will cut the bag at second. He'll push for third and get there. Wilson slides in safely. An RBI double, and the A's continue to tack on runs against Soriano here in the third.
Well, a very aggressive job on the base path from Soderstrom. Let's start with Jacob Wilson, just barreling up a heater middle. And with Soderstrom making the aggressive turn around second, Jacob Wilson read the throw from Meckler that came in really to the cut, leaning more towards third base, and he was able to get to second, no problem. Mike Maddox out now, just trying to calm things down here for Soriano. A meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. The A's go from first to third with 1 out to second and third, and a run pushed across. Now watch Tyler Soderstrom. First base. He'll come around and boom, time to go. Let's go to third. And Jacob Wilson, reading the throw out of hand, says, yep, that's headed towards third. I can get to second now, no problem. Just a great job on the base path all around by the Athletics.
So 2 in scoring position, just 1 out for Cortez. He takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Just to go back to Jacob Wilson for a second, extends his hitting streak to 6 games, and he had a first and third situation in the first inning, did put the ball in play, but was retired after a nice play from Zach Neto. This time gets a double to score the third run. Now Cortez gets it on the ground. Moving to his left is Peraza. Won't have a play at the plate. Cortez brings home the 4th A's run on the ground out RBI.
And the best thing that happened there for Cortez was he topped it. I mean, if that ball has hit any harder whatsoever, Peraza probably makes an attempt, and you can see because Peraza had to move to his left and was going to have to shift his feet the way he did. That's why once he lined up towards home, realized not going to have enough time to get Soderstrom. That's a done deal.
Butler greeted with a knuckle curve. He started off the offense with a solo home run last inning to right center, which was his 5th of the year, his 3rd career against Soriano. A swing and miss on a splitter, 0-2. Starting to see Lawrence creep up in average, getting closer to the Mendoza line. Once you get there, I think it could be a good reset for him. Oh-2 off the plate.
You know, I understand what you're saying. Something that I think that can serve players well, and especially hitters, is you have those goals in mind, right? Let's get to that mark and we can move forward. I think just continuing to put together the at-bats that he has is a great way for Lawrence Butler to just continue to perform the way that he has, instead of trying to hit those benchmarks. I mean, you know, internally you think about him, great, that's fine. Let's put that to the side. Let's just keep playing the brand of ball that you've been playing.
2-2 from Soriano. On the ground, rounding it is Neto. Throws to first across his body, and that'll retire the side. But the A's score 3 runs off of 3 hits in the 3rd. California news in Spanish, weekends on Telemundo. From the latest in weather to updates on what's happening in your community, join Telemundo every weekend to stay connected en Espanol.
Well, Chris, I can tell you I have been glued to La Casa de los Famosos. It's the Spanish version of Big Brother.
I gathered that. We've talked about this before.
We have.
I personally have watched the World Cup on Telemundo.
Yes.
Andres Cantoro was on the call for the United States, who won tonight 2-0 over Australia, have punched their ticket to the round of 32. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Shonowell. A's up 4-0 here.
Well, this is that support that we were talking about, loving to get, especially if you're Jeffrey Springs, who's trying to put together a pretty good outing here so far and continuing to build on that. It really helps when you have that kind of a cushion.
Off the plate, 3-1. Everything about that inning offensively in the bottom of the 3rd was a positive. A leadoff walk for Geloff. You know, Kurtz was caught up top. And Langeliers doubles home the speedy Geloff all the way from first base. Soderstrom a bloop single to left. Then Wilson has an RBI double. Cortez brings home Soderstrom after a ground out. It's a 3-run inning against Soriano, which that hasn't happened to him a lot this year. Fouled back. Three-two pitch. Leadoff walk.
Time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Take a look at the matchup against Joe Adell and how that went. First pitch fastball, backed it up with a changeup, a couple changeups, a 3rd changeup, fish weren't biting, then he sped him back up, went up top, got the call. Able to log the punch out. Love a ground ball here. Joe Adell maybe has gotten the better of the confrontations up until this point. 3 for 10, a double, a couple of homers, 4 runs driven in, 0 for 1 tonight so far.
Now Langoliers is going to come out and talk to Springs. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. What do you think they're talking about here? Is it just the lack of command to start the inning? Shonowell walks, then 2 misfires against the righty Adell.
Just a little quick right now. And I think more times than not, that's kind of been maybe the issue for Jeffrey Springs is, you know, just a little quick on the front side. And what happens is you start to misfire arm side, and that tells you that your hand just probably a little behind.
There's a strike. 2-1.
You know, and even there, Chris, fastball up, arm side, probably just, again, still a little quick, a little under the baseball.
Similar pitch to what got Adell back in the first inning. Now he goes with his premier pitch, the changeup, and gets a swing and a miss.
And look, it worked for me, and I know it works for Jeffrey Springs. Sometimes you go to that pitch because it is a hand speed pitch, and being able to get right with that pitch can reroute you. And even on the miss there, you take that as opposed to being flat and fat in the zone.
Three balls and 2 strikes to Adell. Popped up on the infield. It is Kurtz who makes the catch.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Jeff McNeil in the ear of Nick Kurtz, which is why Kurtz, looking at him, because Jeff McNeil, I promise you, was telling him, hey, drop it, drop it, drop it. Because they might have had a chance to just let that ball drop, and then he gives it. Watch here. Look at McNeil. You see McNeil? Chirping at him, chirping at him, chirping at him. And it's because all Kurtz had to do was let him drop the baseball. Or all McNeil wanted was for Kurtz to drop the baseball. And then you step on first base, and Shonowell is going to have to retreat. And in doing so, now you've got that runner hung up. There's an easy double play.
Peraza flew out to center, and he will fly this one to center. On the move, Bolte, and it is off the wall. Well played by the center fielder. To third goes Shonowell. Peraza into second base. Now second and third with just 1 out for Anaheim.
Well, this pitch, upper third of the strike zone. And a nice swing by Peraza. This ball just a couple feet or so from leaving the ballpark, but well played by Bolte. Good job of getting it back in quickly. Shonowell going to hold up at third base.
Now this one's in the air to center, much more playable for Bolte. He gets underneath, makes the catch. Shonowell's going to move to the plate and score the first run of Anaheim's series. 4-1. Sacrifice fly for Moore, his first RBI with Los Angeles this year.
You know, I just love how aggressive Jeff McNeil is defensively and how he is constantly looking for ways to capitalize on little things like Joe Adell not running all the way down the line to prevent even the thought of that play being a possibility.
What's great for him is, what's really great for the team is how he's connected with these young guys in such a way. I mean, he is one of them. They have embraced him and love what he has to offer, not only offensively, but just his voice in the room. Those guys hang out with Jeff McNeil. They appreciate everything that he has done in his career, but he hangs with them.
Well, it's a high baseball IQ. So when you say hang with them, I hear they try to keep up with him on the diamond. And I think that's one of the biggest contributions that a veteran player can make to the room is having those baseball conversations, whether it's in real time right now. I promise you they will talk about it on the bench, and then it'll be discussed again in the clubhouse. Well, I tell you, take a listen. I'm not sure if we'll be able to hear McNeil, but just take a listen. Oh yeah, let it drop, let it drop, let it drop. And it's because McNeil, who's got that front row seat to watching Adele not run and sees where Shanoel was standing, knew, hey, you let this drop, it's a done deal. It's not even a thought. This is a double play. But there's just something, especially as a young defender, to not feeling totally comfortable with just letting a ball drop. You know, because the last thing you want is to have panic ensue after, end up sailing a toss somewhere.
Especially for Kurtz, who's worked really hard on pop-ups and has been much better in that part of the game this year. Be able to put the squeeze on. That was not an easy pop-up either, especially with the way the wind and this ballpark can play tricks on fly balls and pop-ups. Making sure you secure the out, I think, was important to him. Yanked down the line, but foul.
Well, something you see and something I see across the board is teams, when they finish their infield work before the game, whomever it is hitting infield, and this is speaking about opposing teams, they will take one of their last 2-3 swings and pop the ball up, and they will practice that very play.
Runner going, fly ball to left. Soderstrom moving back as far as he can go, and Denzer Guzman collects his first home run. It's a 1-run game.
Well, fastballs and real estate. Location, location, location. And I think the reaction from Jeffrey Springs says it all. I think he knew it was gone off the bat. And I think immediately after release, it's one that you want back, because Guzman had looked awful on changeups. Just awful. And not to say that he doesn't have confidence in his fastball. The bread gets buttered with the change piece if you're Jeffrey Springs, and I think that's probably one he'll want back for that reason.
There's a changeup inside to Ohapi, who already has a hit this game. Entering play, 429 over his last 7. And he's been a 308 hitter when ahead in the count. He is ahead at 2-0 here in a 1-run game. Spun back foul. He has allowed 20 home runs this season, tied for the most in Major League Baseball. His 7th straight game allowing a home run, 13 total across those 7 straight games. 3-1. It's been a strenuous 4th, 28 pitches for Jeffrey Springs.
Yeah, he's had to work a little bit here in the 4th inning.
Three-two payoff pitch. The inning will continue for Meckler. And out comes the pitching coach, Scott Emerson, to have another meeting on the mound. This has started to snowball a bit for Jeffrey Springs. The inning started 4-0 A's, then 3 runs have come in to score. Started with a leadoff walk. You know those can hurt you. Then a pop out from Adele. Oswald Peraza doubles, and Shanoel moves to third. Now second and third with 1 out. Moore sacrifice fly to score the first run. Shanoel from third. And then Denzer Guzman gets his first home run to make it a 4-3 score. After that, O'Hoppe walks, and here we are with Wade Meckler coming up.
Well, the good news is you threw probably your best breaking ball of the ball game against Meckler, who sat down on strikes last inning on that slider.
And he goes right back to it. It's low. Justin Sterner begins to warm up in the A's bullpen. Springs at 78 pitches. Line drive, foul. Nice play.
Malik playing a little defense. I tell you, we had a closed door meeting, Malik and I.
Today?
Yeah, I don't know that the timing matters, Chris.
He made a wonderful catch last night. I wonder if you're now celebrating in all of his successes now that he's a superstar.
It's kind of what I'm doing,
yeah,
for sure. Just good to see the defender, stick his hand in the dirt and get after it. Make some plays.
Now 2 great plays. How did it go?
Well, I told him, look, Malik, you're a D lineman. You, by nature, get after it. Go get the ball. Go make a play. He said, yep, got it. I mean, did that happen? No. Is there any truth to what I'm saying? None. I did strongly encourage him to make a play. I did say, Malik, oh, you're a baller.
So there was no closed door conversation?
It wasn't closed door. It was really open air. It was me loud talking to him. Yep.
You felt bad about lying to our audience?
No, because I was honest there at the very end. Right? Trust tree.
Springs walks another. Now Siri up. Right-hander with some thump.
Well, you see Darren Bush, who, remember, is taking over for Mark Kotze. And Chris, with 82 pitches under his belt, I got to believe that if this goes any further than Jose Siri, it will not be Jeffrey Springs who sees Zach Neto.
Langelier is going to deploy an ABS challenge here.
The previous pitch was called a ball.
Springs ahead.
The catcher has challenged.
Well, one of those close borderline pitches, I think. Yeah.
The pitch was a ball. The count is 1-0. The Athletics have 1 remaining challenge.
What is your feeling on challenging in the first pitch of any at-bat? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I think right now what's happening is Shea Langeliers understands how important count leverage is for his guy on the mound, and 1-0 versus 1-0-1 could very well make all the difference. I mean, there's just so much more playing room, especially for a guy like Jeffrey Springs, who's not afraid to double and triple up on soft stuff, be able to utilize the fastball in for effect. There you go. There's the double up.
Now where do you go?
Well, let's think. If it was 0-2, you have an option, as I said, to play off of a fastball that you're either trying to elevate up and in, or you can really try to put a changeup in that same spot, knowing that you're likely going to go back to a fastball in.
1-2 pitch. High fly ball to left. Soderstrom going back, and this ball is gone. What started as a 4-0 lead is now a 6-4 advantage for Anaheim.
Well, probably the right pitch, unfortunately just the wrong location. Thigh high, middle. And Siri got him.
Evening is done for Jeffrey Springs. It's the final pitch of his game. Six to 4, the Angels lead. Roads. There's a secret adventure in the trees. Join Roaring Camps Kids Club for free. Well, the A's scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Only problem is the Angels have scored 6 in the top of the 4th. A pair of home runs really highlighted the evening for Jeffrey Springs. Now Justin Sterner is going to check in earlier than anticipated. 36th appearance for number 60 this year.
Well, and he's going to be squaring off against Zach Neto here. The Angels with an outburst here in the 4th.
So for Jeffrey now, 14 home runs allowed in his last 7 starts. And Neto sends a charge to left. Soderstrom looks up, and that ball's gone. Things can change in a dime, Dallas. Neto homers for the 16th time this year, and the Angels lead by 3. Now a 7-run inning. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, look, the story is location. I mean, Chris, there's times where you can throw, quote unquote, the wrong pitch.
Might have to hold that thought. Popped up, Geloff finds it, makes the catch, and the bleeding finally stops. 7 runs for Anaheim. They lead 7-4.
Tonight, we're proud to recognize the National Association of Black Journalists, Sacramento. They empower, educate, and elevate black media professionals across the greater Sacramento region. Through mentorship and training, they advance newsroom diversity and ensure authentic stories are told. Discover how they are building a more inclusive media landscape at nabjs.org.
Well, the score 7-4. Angels scored 7 runs in the top of the 4th inning, responding after the 3-run bottom of the 3rd. The A's put together. It's Bolte up, taking low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we see the negative, a 3-run lead for the Angels, but it doesn't stop there. The negative is also Soriano has run support.
Well, and it feels like Soriano's one of those guys who not necessarily in the business of relinquishing the lead, especially after the start he got off to. We talk about having to get to guys early of Soriano's caliber. The Athletics able to do that, right? You hit the homer in the 2nd inning. And then you're able to put up a few more in the next inning. But now an opportunity with a lead for Soriano to settle in.
Bolte is going to use the final A's challenge remaining.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter has challenged.
Chris, I'm just not sure he's going to like this. That looked like a decent pitch.
4th inning, too.
The pitch was a strike. The count is 3-2. The Athletics have lost the ability to challenge for the rest of regulation play.
And Merzel said it best. Now they're going to have to trust his zone. (3-2). But Bolte has a base hit, leadoff single. Good start. Nice piece of hitting by the A's center fielder.
Sure was.
Just went with a knuckle curve, I think.
Yeah, curveball up and out. I mean, it was away, but it was elevated enough that Bolte able to extend the arms on it. You know, and that's the difference. We've talked about location. Unfortunately for the A's, on the wrong side of location that last half inning. But if that ball is down, it's just tougher for Bolte to get to. It's tougher for him to extend all the way down in the zone, as opposed to being able to get to a pitch that's up and elevated that he can get on plane with a heck of a lot easier.
McNeil popped out his last time up. Bolte was also caught stealing the last time he reached base. That was after the walk in the 2nd. Jeff sends a high fly ball to center. Got underneath it. Siri camps and makes the catch. 1 down. Let's see, third time through the order if they see Soriano even better than the second time where the A's had a lot of success. Second time they were able to score 3 runs against the strong right-hander. He's at 75 pitches now after the fly out to center field. First pitch spun back foul. One of the positives you look at here, as we mentioned, 25 runs in the first 4 games of this homestand. They've added 4 more, so now 29 runs on this homestand. This A's offense is going to hit. They're going to score runs. But they do not have any more challenges to play with, at least in regulation. Angels, well, they have both of theirs.
Chris, that's where some of the frustration comes in on the pitching side of things is, you know, when you've gone out and you perform well and, you know, you're tossing a shutout over 7-8 innings and you still haven't had runs pushed across for you. You think about not wanting to spoil such a great performance on the mound. On the other side, it's unfortunate when the offense is able to put up 4 runs early, especially against a tough customer like Soriano, and you're not able to keep the game in check.
Eyed away by Geloff, 2-2. Activity in the bullpen. Mitch Ferris begins to warm up for Los Angeles.
Pitch number 80 on its way from Soriano.
Inside, 3-2. Good eye by Geloff. Drew a walk his last time up to the plate, later scored.
Just in off the plate, like a 4-seam fastball. He was just trying to drive to that inside corner.
3-2. Called strike 3. Can't challenge. Geloff is caught looking. And 2 are down.
Well, it looked like a decent pitch as it was anyway. Yeah, that pitch got plenty of plate. Yep.
So it's Kurtz who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. He will take low. 1 ball and no strikes. Kurtz on an 11-game hitting streak himself. Volte reached for the leadoff single here in the 4th.
Nasty split.
It's a splitter at 93 miles an hour. That's impressive.
It's also tough to hit. I mean, coming out of this same release point as that sinker or that 4-seamer, high velocity fastballs. That'll be interesting to see with that fastball kind of middle there, whether or not Soriano wants to challenge him with another fastball and elevate it. Remember, that's how he won the last at bat. Or if he wants to go back to that split.
He went splitter away. Now the count even at 2-2. Lefties entering play. Fair a lot better against Soriano. 247. 2-2. And he does climb the ladder. Kurtz strikes out again. Soriano, a scoreless inning in the 4th. And the Angels up by 3. This upcoming schedule is brought to you by Service Champions. Well, after tonight, 2 more against the Angels before having a California road trip. 3 against the Giants and then to SoCal. 3 against the Angels in Anaheim. Top of the 5th inning, 7-4 the score. Justin Sterner back out there. It's 1-1. 10 hitters came up in the 4th inning. 7 runs scored, 4 hits, 3 of them being home runs, all 4 extra base hits. So they hit Springs and then a 1 home run from Neto. Sterner hard.
Well, the Angels have just done a really good job of jumping all over pitches that were just kind of left over the heart of the plate. Sometimes you get away with those, sometimes you don't. Chris, I was starting to talk about how even sometimes when you make a pitch that you feel like might not be the right pitch in that moment, but you're convicted with it and you're able to execute, you get away with it. And then there's times where you feel like, man, I'm almost undecided. The baseball knows. The baseball can feel your apprehension.
Leadoff walk. Now let's hear a word from Tri-Counties Bank.
We've been providing big bank lending power and high-tech service throughout California for over 50 years. But we're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street may be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.
Oswald Peraza extended his hitting streak to 4 games after a double. He'll add another hit. First and second, nobody out. Christian Moore comes up.
Looks like a slider down. Peraza, a couple of pretty good swings. That was a nice swing on a pitch down, but remember the double off the left center field wall back in the 4th.
Geloff plays in. Moore could be a threat to bunt. No, he will take a strike. 0-1. Sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning, last inning. Take low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And we got to experience all of the fun of the Las Vegas ballpark in the Las Vegas series. Plenty of offense, to say the least, against the Brewers and Rockies. But the offense has remained consistent here at the ballpark in West Sacramento. I don't know if there's any approach or game plan that changes whatsoever, but this is another ballpark that often plays favorable to the hitter. And it just seems like you need to mount a very large lead for you to feel comfortable.
No, that's more than fair to say, and I think probably more applicable to that ballpark in Vegas. I mean, we saw it firsthand, and I had mentioned, just talking to former coaches and managers who had played there, current coaches and managers across the league who play there.
2-2. Good response for Sterner. Strikes out Christian Moore.
Sterner's going to spin a 4-seamer right at the top of the zone. Let's see if he can't get a double play. Halo's coming into tonight, Chris. 54 double plays ground into, tied for 6th most in baseball.
Guzman pops it into left. In comes Soderstrom. In stride, makes the catch. 2 away. We'll say Suarez begins to warm up in the bullpen. Well, Hoppy 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Scoreless inning here would be very helpful for the A's cause that will feature their heart of the order in the 5th. Langeliers, Soderstrom, and Wilson.
And just remember, anytime you watch a big inning unfold, what that always tells me, and keeping the glass half full, is you also have the opportunity to go out there and put up that kind of an inning. We've seen it happen.
That one lifted in the air to left, and that one is gone. Well, 6-run lead for Anaheim. 10-4. Already locate this one.
Well, it was located away, but again, elevated enough that O'Hoppe, who is a strong dude, you see him, it's really just a flick of the wrist, Chris, the way he gets around the baseball. But on a night where the wind is blowing out towards left center, at least that's what the flags are telling me right now. Maybe that's all you got to do is just get it up and get it into the air. Let Mother Nature help you out. That's precisely what happened.
Meckler gets it in the air to left. Soderstrom on the move. It is a fair ball. He will double.
Well, plenty of offense for the Halos here in these last couple innings. Meckler, who, if you remember, not able to come down with the ball kind of in this same area. He was obviously in foul territory, a little closer to the wall. Lawrence Butler would come up and hit a homer on the next pitch. This one tucked neatly just inside that left field line for Meckler.
Well, Dallas, of the last 11 games played for the Athletics, 5 of them have yielded 10 runs or more for the opposition. And oh, by the way, all of those games have been at home.
Well, not ideal.
Sterner comes set against Jose Siri, who has a 3-run homer in this game. He'll bounce it over third. Geloff retreats. Quick release to first on the hop. And Kurtz digs it out. Nice play by Geloff. And another big inning for the Angels. They now lead 10-4. True baseball fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that. 10-4 the score.
A lot of meat on this bone.
Angels are ahead. Oh, and 2 quickly. Don't know how long Soriano will go in this game. He's at 88 pitches right now. Maybe that's exactly what the A's need, is to get to the bullpen here relatively early.
Well, I think with the score having opened up the way it did, the Angels, who not afraid to push Soriano north of the 100 pitch mark. And out of the third of the starts he had made coming into it, he's seen north of 100 pitches. But you go back and you look at the outings of 5 innings for Soriano, and only one of them had he eclipsed the 100 pitch mark.
Is his high.
That was against Colorado.
Remember, gauge jump 107, which is a team high for this season last night for the Athletics. Little tapper. Soriano fields his position, will take it himself. 1 unassisted on your scorecard, 1 away. Time for Getting It Done, presented by the Home Depot. And Tyler Soderstrom has the most runs batted in by any left fielder this season. He has 14 runs batted in his last 15 games, and he's the man coming up right now.
Swing it, Sody.
2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles, a run scored. Check swing. Yep, he did.
You know, a big homer in a big spot feels great as a hitter. But I think just being able to pick up a run or a couple runs with guys out there in scoring position, you're able to do that. That's such a fulfilling emotion as a hitter. Because everybody in the ballpark knows it. You know it. The opposing manager knows it. The worst thing, the last thing they want to see happen right now is a guy get a hit in a big spot.
Tyler's ahead at 3-1.
And oftentimes it doesn't even necessarily require a big blast or a double off the wall. It can be just a little bleeder, a broken bat hit that finds its way through the infield, whatever it may be.
It'll be a walk. It's the 4th one issued by Soriano, and here comes Jacob Wilson. The Astros won 9-3 over Cleveland today at home. Rangers 9-7 over San Diego at home. Right now, Seattle is interlocked in a close one with the Red Sox. 1-0 Boston leads at the top of the 6th inning. Wilson goes fishing, 0-2. From what I understand in that game, Suarez is pitching a nice one.
He sure is.
The wave has broken out in West Sacramento. I think I've asked you this before. You a big fan of the wave?
Tolerate it? I mean, you know what? Why not? Why not? The fans are into it, right? That means they're into the emotion in the stadium at the time. Why not? I know there's a lot of folks that are down on the wave. I think it's always a tough role to play to be the person who gets the wave started.
It's often controversial when you really think about it. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Wilson is down on strikes. Got him handcuffed on pitch number 101. split finger.
That pitch just bored down and in.
Still 97 on his fastball. Cortez 0 for 2. He is 0 for his last 14 on this homestand. Does have an RBI tonight, though. I see you as a starting the wave type of guy.
I'm not really a wave maker. You know, stay in my lane.
1-1. That's lifted in the air to right. Adele moves over and it will go into the berm.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Who's going to get it? I just waited in line. I'm not going back up there.
You got Chilada all over the grass. Tapper, first base side. O'Hoppe gathers, throws to first. Cortez is out. The inning is over. The Angels lead by 6, and we will go to the 6th inning. 10-4. All Bravoholics. We have the perfect summer plan for you to bring the energy to Bravo Night at the ballpark. Lock in your special theme ticket featuring a photo op with Brittany Cartwright and Tom Schwartz from Bravo's hit series, The Valley. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/Bravo.
You getting here early for that?
Oh, I already have my whole thing set up, my tent, my sleeping bag.
Figured.
I live right down the street too. I walk to the ballpark pretty much every day, so I just want to make sure that I'm first one through the gates. It's going to be a fun one.
I respect it.
Jose Suarez is in the game. 10-4, Los Angeles. It's the top of the order with Neto, Shanoel, and Adele. Bravo's a lot of reality TV, isn't it?
It is.
And you're into more Telemundo, the Telemundo reality TV?
Yeah, La Casa de los Famosos. That's my gig on Telemundo.
That's your you jive with that? No.
Yeah.
Is it the Spanish language? Is it the drama? Is it the pageantry?
Yeah, I think it's the pageantry. It's the personalities. You know, some big personalities.
Have you ever watched Love Island?
Oh, we have watched Love Island. Yes.
Do you like the UK version or the US version more?
They are very different.
They are.
They are very different. There is a distinct difference between the two. Completely different vibe. You know, I think I almost might enjoy the UK version just because of the how do I say this? I think they're maybe at times more forthcoming. I think there's more not afraid to express themselves.
3-2 pitch. Suarez gets a swing and miss. One away.
Very upfront with their personality, if you will. Neto, wave and a miss.
I don't think I've ever told you this before, buddy, but I was actually recruited to be on a reality television show a number of years ago.
Oh, wow. Do tell. It was just you and I.
Well, no, you would be great on reality TV. More of a Survivor type of show, like Survival.
Yeah, I don't know that the wife is signing off on Love Island.
Steph and I got pitched for Love Island for Twins.
Oh, wow.
Tell me you wouldn't watch that.
Oh, I've already got more questions than I know you have answers to.
Nolan Shonowell takes outside 1-1.
So it was, you're saying you were approached with this. This wasn't something where there may or may not be an audition tape that was.
There wasn't an audition. I was in the minor leagues and I said, you know, I don't know if I want my career to go that direction.
I guess it's our loss. That is.
There's some safety orange in there.
What about, it's yellow to me.
Clementine as well.
Those are the oranges.
You're not going to indulge me on this?
I mean, I think Clementine's very accurate.
In the air, right field. Butler surveying, and it's gone. Shonowell golfs one out. 11-4. You can see orange in the sky, but right now the Angels, to quote Playboy Cartier, are seeing a whole lot of red. 11-4 after Shonowell's 5th home run of the season.
Well, Shonowell really doesn't even look like a full swing, just kind of swatted. Job done nonetheless, that's for sure.
Joe Adell takes high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. You know, after the conclusion of this game, there's going to be a nice fireworks display Juneteenth tonight. History of hip hop fireworks show. Are the little ones and the wife in attendance tonight?
Not tonight. Not tonight. Had a big day at the pool. I mean, they love them some fireworks, so that is for sure. And Chris, that's, I think, one of the luxuries of living close to the ballpark. You can just kind of go outside and watch the fireworks from the comfort of your own home.
Yep. Backdoor breaking ball called strike 2-2.
The fans, looks like they're going to get 2 fireworks shows tonight.
Fouled back near us. I'm going to reach for it. Nope. I didn't shy away that time.
I mean, we're just about 50 to 60 feet away or so, that's all.
I sold it. You know I did.
Yeah.
It's those acting chops nearly got me cast in a reality television series, as we mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think I brought that up, but I think that was your story you were telling.
I like saying it out loud. Jealous much?
Guess I need a twin.
With your beard, you could always go on Duck Dynasty.
Wow. I mean, that's a show.
It's an impressive beard. 3-2 popped up. Will it stay playable for Kurtz? It will. 2 down.
You know, my wife has tried to get me to lock in on, or join in on, I should say, the SEAL Challenge show. I believe that's what's escaping me. I think it might be on one of their larger networks.
There's a new one out on Netflix called Outlast. Have you heard about this one?
I have. I actually played it for the dogs yesterday when we left the house.
So one of the characters, or one of the contestants, was my sister's bridesmaid, maid of honor, and she won it.
Spoiler alert, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say the name. Go to first from Wilson. Strong throw. What a play. That will retire the side 11-4. Butler leads off in the bottom of the 6th for the A's.
This powerful performance is brought to you by Xfinity. Well, Neckler couldn't reel it in, and then it rolled out. Lawrence Butler with a blast. That was back in the 2nd. Opened up the scoring for the green and gold. Butler 1 for 2 tonight with that homer.
It's Mitch Ferris in the game, 13th appearance, sub-3 ERA.
Well, Soriano did indeed get them through 5. Pitcher a record.
Butler has another hit.
Well, time now for our All-State Good Hands play of the day. How about Jay Willie, huh? Pretty good play there in that last half inning. Peraza with a punch job in the hole. Wilson able to get around it and sling it on over there just in time. I mean, he had to be a model of efficiency with the footwork, and he was. Just an outstanding play. I think sometimes you'll see guys opt to go to that backhand, but Jacob Wilson able to get around it and actually create some momentum heading towards the bag, which helped.
You know, Bobby Crosby has worked tirelessly with the infield, and there has been a lot of shuffling. You've got the emergence of Alika Williams defensively, Zach Geloff bouncing from 2nd to 3rd, Wilson entering the fold again after coming back from injury. Kurt's pretty much over there every single day at first base, but the other 3 infield spots, it's changed. You can't forget about Max Muncy as well, and all of them have looked really good at their respective positions.
Well, and I think what's important to note, Chris, because that is a great point, the shuffling. One way to make sure that you're able to make plays is making sure that you're in the right spot. And that starts with starting position, understanding what the scouting report says, where you're going to start each and every at bat, and that can change from pitch to pitch because the scouting report highlights numbers based on counts, pitch selection, which is why pitch calm goes to the guys in the middle. They've got an idea of what's coming, what to expect.
Now Bolte walks.
And you know, I think that honestly that opens the door for the conversation that we're kind of having right now, is the impact of pitch calm and taking away the communication, the hand signals between catcher and pitcher, because those were the signals that the middle infielders were picking up, and they would ask, you know, hey, what set of sides are we going with? Guy on second, what are you going with? And they would then communicate to the outfielders. So your throwing hand is what you put behind your back. And if it's a closed fist, fastball, open hand, off speed. And so that gets communicated to the outfield. But now, with the advent of pitch calm, you no longer have those hand signals, but it's still important for those guys to know what pitches are coming so that they can position themselves accordingly. They can prepare or anticipate the next move.
Here's Muncy coming off the bench. He takes off the plate, 1-0. 2 on, nobody out. This is a really good opportunity for the A's to cash in at least one. Hopefully many, many more.
Well, just try to scratch back. That's all you got to do right now.
Good pitch. Stomper watching on over the wall.
What a shot. Random elephant hanging out in left center.
See if Muncy can give one a ride to send it that way. Spot misses, 3-1. Ferris, 25 years old, was drafted in the 14th round by Atlanta.
Just
Out of Division II Wingate University in North Carolina. That had to not feel great.
well, O'Hoppy's a tough customer. Yeah, that is right in the pectoralis major.
Peck for short.
You got it.
We're working on those for me. I know it's a slow process.
More like pay.
3-2. Ground ball to short. Could be 2. Will be 2.
Well, it just seems like anytime the Athletics have gotten anything started here, you go back to the 4th leadoff single, not able to capitalize. In the 5th, it was a walk from Soderstrom that they couldn't capitalize on, and here the first 2 batters of the inning able to reach base, but then a very timely 6-4-3 for the Halos. Now Ferris and company trying to dispose of Geloff. It's like O'Hoppy gonna.
The previous pitch was called a ball.
Challenges
The
pitch.
catcher has challenged.
All right, how about it? Let's see.
Could it be low? Indeed it
The pitch
is.
was a ball. The count is 1-0. Los Angeles has 1 remaining challenge.
Flags are blowing hard in right. Butler at 3rd. He led off the inning with a single. In now 2 balls and no strikes. For Geloff riding that 22-game hitting streak.
Well, the way he swung the bat, the contact he's made, love for him to get one up in the air.
He lays off 3-0. This is the difference that a year and a half really makes. Geloff in 2024 is swinging left and right at these pitches. Now he's waiting out pitchers and getting rewarded for doing so. And strike 3-1.
And when you're riding the hit streak that he is, it's not easy, especially as you start to creep later into the game and you still haven't logged that knock that we talked about yesterday, being able to get out of the way early. You might feel a little more pressure to do so.
Busted bat, flare into left. That's dropping down, and a 23-game hitting streak. Butler scores. That's Geloff's 30th RBI of the season, and it's 11-5. So the hit streak continues, and the baton is passed to Kurtz.
Well, a nice round number at 30 RBI, then this one's going to go down a hero. Bat splintered at the handle. That baseball is going to find some grass.
Kurtz swinging out of his shoes there.
Yeah, Kurtz is looking to hurt somebody's feelings right now.
In the dirt, good read by Geloff. Throw down to second. It is in time. Thought it was a good jump, but they got him. Quick tag from Zach Neto. Didn't get far away enough from O'Hoppy, and Darren Bush has his hand waved. He's going to keep the ball rolling. That's how the inning ends. But the A's get a run back, 11-5.
Howdy, A's fans. You can kick off the holiday weekend with us on Friday, July 3rd as we take on the Miami Marlins. Early arriving fans can score an exclusive A's country hat, proudly presented by Sky River Casino. Grab your tickets today at athletics.com/promotions.
So there's Max Muncy. He's in at 3rd. Geloff bumps to second base. 11-5 the score. Geloff extended his hitting streak to 23 games after a broken bat single into left that scored Butler from 3rd. Christian Moore swinging and fouling it back, 1-1. You got the family in town, Dallas. The weekend is upon us. Got any fun plans before they head back down south?
Well, we always love to go hit Old Town. Big fan favorite in the house. But tomorrow, I mean, aren't we going to the farmer's market?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to go. I'd love to hang out with those girls at the farmer's market. Don't know if you meant to invite me, though.
No, now that I think about it.
I think that you just realized the error of your mistake.
Yep. Yeah, that's on me. But yeah, so we'll be at the farmer's market.
Are you buying the lemonade, or is it me?
No, it's always a great time. I know our man Johnny Dosco absolutely loves a good farmer's market. I mean, we've been treated to some great surprise farmers markets during this season on some of these nice road trips we get to go on. I'm a sucker for a good farmers market.
That's excellent.
I'm always curious. One of my favorite things to do is strawberries. I want to see what the strawberry game is like across the land, because I've told you this plenty of times. You grow up in this valley here, and you are treated to the best produce in the nation.
Swing and a miss. Mora's down again. So what is it about strawberries that really, I mean, is there something about that fruit as compared to the other fruits that?
Well, I think it's, I think it's the care and the number one, the irrigation. Like, I mean, there's got to be ample water. You got to be.
No, I get that part. I'm asking why the strawberry out of any other fruit or vegetable. Why do you identify the strawberry?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
Oh.
Yeah. So before I was interrupted, as Jacob Wilson slid on over there for out number 2. So it's about being able to identify the ripe ones, know when they're just ripe enough to pull. I mean, the rich color, the bold flavor. Are they sweet enough? Are they too tart? A lot of that, again, has to do with irrigation, proper irrigation. But I just, again, being treated to the best produce in the country in the San Joaquin Valley, I like to compare and contrast.
Geloff slipped there, but I think it would have been a base hit either way. Ohapi, another hit, his third of the game.
You see a two-seamer right off the cup of the bat of Ohapi. That's a broken bat, but that'll go for a knock.
You like strawberries of all kinds. You like strawberry lemonade.
Love a good strawberry lemonade.
You gonna let the girls have a lemonade this time around?
We always get lemonade.
Oh no, that's not true. Remember when we went to lunch together in Vegas,
well, I mean,
and the girls wanted strawberry lemonade, and you said no.
It's not a, number one, it's not a farmer's market. Number two, that was just before noon, and I've got rules. I've got rules, all right?
Yeah, I get that part, but I get after that, she asked you, the lovely waitress said, what will you have? I however, will have a strawberry lemonade. And the look on those girls' faces was one that I don't think happy is the right word to explain that.
Hey, look, you don't get everything you want in this life, right? It's just the reality of it.
But Papa Bear is certainly going to get his strawberry lemonade when he wants it. Gosh darn it. Strike to Meckler, 0-1. What's really cool about the farmers market here in Sacramento is all the vendors.
Oh, I mean, and I don't think either one of us are saying this because we're biased. It is one of the leading farmers markets in the state of California.
And then by extension, that would mean in the world, because this place.
Well, they rock it. I mean,
yeah.
they truly do. But it's multiple streets worth of vendors, food, fare. I mean, there's an incredible stretch of produce selection.
Swing and a miss. Suarez strikes out Wade Meckler. 7th inning stretch. Here we come. A's down by 6 for the heart of the order coming up.
The race to the Midsummer Classic is on, folks, and Shea Langoliers is currently leading the vote at catcher, while Nick Kurtz unfortunately is not. We got some work to do, but he holds strong in that 4th place spot at first base. So, as you know, every single vote counts. You can vote up to 5 times daily to get your A's into the starting lineup. Phase 1 ends Thursday, June 25th. That's at 9 a.m. Pacific. So visit athletics.com/vote and send the green and gold to Philly. We got work to do.
Pitch timer violation on Ferris. And Kurtz ahead 1-0. Nine outs offensively for the A's to score 6 runs. Kurtz takes strike 1. Now a ball and a strike.
Oh, wow. Oh, you got your work cut out for you here, pal.
I mean, that's like a magma.
Hot magma?
A little bit. There's some magenta in there, probably.
That's where I was going to go, was
Yeah.
magenta. I like the magma call, though.
Like Dr. Evo?
Yeah, magma.
Liquid hot magma.
Liquid hot magma. It's like that cooling point where it's not quite boiling hot.
In a volcano.
Hot magma.
Hot magma. Check swing. No, he didn't.
I mean, is it fair to call it a, and this is not a color by any means, but like a Sedona-esque sunset?
Sure. 3-2 curveball, or changeup, excuse me, looping changeup for strike 3.
Oh, he just turned it over. You watch that thing just start to dive. I think Kurtzy, like, what? Okay, all right, noted.
Goes right back to that pitch. Why not? 1-0. Hey, you got in the color swatch game. That last one. Proud of you.
Yeah. Well, look,
It's nice sometimes when a partner contributes. I get it.
I'm picking up no less than 350 crayons, colored pencils, markers every day. And you got to discern between where's the blue, where's the like kind of blue but not, you know, like, hey, why don't we figure out what color we're talking about here?
You did marry an artist. Attention to detail is important. One-two pitch called strike 3. Two A's hitters back-to-back, caught looking.
Well, just a fastball riding that lower rail. And Rizal said, yep, good enough.
Soderstrom takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Good day at the office. Now Soderstrom above 240 and climbing fast. A's 5 runs off of 8 hits. Anaheim 11 runs off of 10. Of their 10 hits, they've had 5 home runs.
Yeah, they've made the hits count, no doubt.
Pitch walk to Soderstrom, sets up Wilson. Tyler has reached all 4 times, 2 singles, 2 walks. It's going to be a very exciting day for Jacob Wilson at the ballpark soon.
Sure is.
Bobblehead day.
Well, that means he's going to homer, which is cool.
But he might homer now. In the air to left. Yep. Right on cue. Oh, man.
Sometimes you just got to talk to it, Chris.
Yep.
Can't coach it.
You really can't. Oh, man.
Right on time. Jay Willie got him one of them fastballs. Down inner third. Bang-a-rang. The wizard with the wand strikes magic.
Well, it's a 4-run game now. You have a completely different conversation as Thomas comes up. And we know, Dallas, this team is always down for a fight.
Well, again, it's just a matter of being able to create base runners. Base runners mean scoring opportunities, and as you just saw there, it's one swing away. One swing from changing the complexion of a ball game.
Well, for Colby, not as much run recently with Lawrence Butler swinging it as well as he has. So Colby back to a true bench bat. He holds up there, 2-2. Speaking of Lawrence Butler, he has 2 hits tonight. He's waiting on deck. There is someone cranking in the Angel bullpen. It's a right-hander. Swing and a miss in the dirt. O'Hoppe will gather, throw to first, and that will retire the side. But Jacob Wilson hits a homer. Thank you, Dallas Braden. It's a 4-run game.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
It's a 4-run game. Top of the 8th inning. Scott Barlow now in. 11-7 Los Angeles.
We got some good vibes going now, my man.
Yes, we do.
Paulie and Tripp up here slinging softballs. Scott Barlow down there, 35th time he's been in the ball game this year. See if he can't just keep this Halos offense at bay here for the time being. Let the offense come back and continue to punch back. Jacob Wilson delivering the shot last half inning, trying to close the gap here. Oh, look at that. Come back tomorrow, you get that bobblehead to go along with your Jay Willie long ball, my friend.
Wave and a miss. Curveball strikes out Siri. Now back to the top of the order.
Barlow just going to stretch the zone and bury a breaker. Nope. Figured this might happen. Chase Silseth getting cranking now for the Halos as they have seen their lead decrease. You know, Chris, we were talking about Zach Neto earlier, and just maybe the power numbers that you're seeing, the drop in average that we've identified. He's swinging at more pitches out of the zone than he has ever before. He's also swinging at more pitches in the zone than he ever has before. So what does that tell you? Well, he's just swinging more than he ever has overall. He's making more contact in the zone than he has ever before. That doesn't necessarily mean those turn into hits, but we've talked about the power as it's a wave and a miss on a pitch out of the zone. And it's not that Zach Neto should be treated like he's just a guy up there who's just kind of spraying the ball or working the ball around. I mean, there is some power there.
Oh, there's no doubt. Shonowell, more of a contact guy. He has a homer tonight. Got it up in the air and right, and got his 5th home run of the season. 91-mile-per-hour sinker, 0-1. The A's to come up, barring any changes in the bottom of the 8th. Butler, Bolte, and McNeil. Well, not McNeil, it will be Muncy. Lefty and 2 righties, likely against Silseth. Down 4 runs. The bottom can feed the top where there is a lot of power. Feel pretty good going into the 9th if the A's offense is able to do so. Backdoor breaking ball. Didn't go. 1-2. On the ground. Wilson positioned perfectly. Throws to first. And a 1-2-3/8 for Barlow. A's bats down 4. Have some work to do. This game summary is brought to you by Toyota. 11-7 the score. Angels lead. Soriano gave 5 innings, 4 earned runs on 105 pitches, 5 home runs in this game, tying a season high for the Angels. Springs, well, it wasn't great for him, but Jacob Wilson, 2 extra base hits, including a 2-run home run, brought the game closer, and now it's 7-8-9 coming up against a right-hander who misses high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, the name of the game right now, as you kind of highlighted with Chase Silseth on the mound, is to turn this lineup over.
Called strike. 1-1. You know, Butler looked back at Dan Merzel there for a second. The A's do not have any challenges remaining in this game. That's something to keep an eye on here late in a game that is closer than we anticipated after the 2-run home run from Wilson.
You know, and speaking of Wilson, I think the idea should be, let's get Jacob Wilson another at bat. Let's get him another at bat. If that's the case, not only do you like where that scoreboard looks just a little bit better than right now, but you like the idea of it looking a whole lot better should he get another at bat.
Too far in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Butler, a multi-hit performance. Three balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, those are the little fellas that were slinging baseballs. Tripp and Pauly.
Three and 2 to Butler. He eyes it away. A leadoff walk. Silseth is not happy with himself. Slams down the rosin bag. And he has to deal with Bolte now.
Well, and I think it's really, you know what it is, Chris, is it's a sign of respect. And I understand that it's probably a lot more to do with personal frustration. But the reason you're frustrated is because you know just how dangerous this lineup can be at any given point in it. We've seen it from Bolte, you know, talking to some staff members for the Halos today before the ball game, and manager Kurt Suzuki specifically commented about Bolte. He said, my goodness, he said that dude is built like a horse. You can hear him coming down first base. He's a great athlete. Looks like he's very, very strong.
That's a good pitch.
But you've got Bolte, you've got Muncy, and then it turns over. And there's not many easy outs in between there. Some very, very tough at bats as Butler back in time. And I think that's what Silseth is probably the most frustrated with. Is the last thing you want to do is face any of these guys with runners on.
Good take. Down 4 runs, but this is a game of momentum, and now the Angels have another reliever cranking in the bullpen, Sam Bachman. In the air, left center field, moving over Meckler. It's going to be Siri to make the catch for the first out. Hung up in the air, and now Muncy comes up for a second time. Muncy grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 6th. Don't need that to happen again. First pitch, Muncy clobbers it to center field. Siri moving back as far as he can go. We've got a 2-run game. And Max Muncy makes some very loud noise here on a Friday night in Sacramento.
Do it, Munch. Chris, this offense has been hungry. And you know what you do when you're hungry? You open up the Munch box and you let it eat. Stay fair. Max Muncy delivers.
Now it's Geloff in the top of the order against Silseth. Gets underneath it. Siri in the lights has it.
Well, just a hanging slide piece trying to work its way away, but it sits right at the top of the zone, and Muncy mangled it. Stay fair. Stay fair.
So Kurtz, who's hitless tonight, is up for a 5th time. 0 for 3, a walk, 3 strikeouts. There's strike 1.
Ooh. Close pitch.
Oh, and 2. Kurtz has only struck out 4 times twice in a single game before. Eyes that low, splitter, 1-2. But 2 runs added to the A's cause. They're trying to take the momentum all the way back here late in the game. If Kurtz manages to get aboard, the job doesn't get easier for Silseth.
Oh no. Well, look at it this way. What did I ask for? A Jacob Wilson at bat at some point in time in this ball game. Right now, that's going to happen. And I told you the score would look a lot different if it did. And we sit here now just a 2-run ball game. And with Jacob Wilson taking his at bat either in this inning or the next, you feel like there's going to be a pretty good opportunity for that scoreboard to look even different.
Kurtz won't time that one up. He strikes out for a 4th time. But Max Muncy brings this game even closer. Bang! 11-9, heading into inning number 9.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
On June 10th, 2025 in Anaheim, it was the catch that won Denzel Clark the 2025 MLB Premier Play of the Year. He robbed Nolan Shonowell of what was a sure home run for any other center fielder tracking it down, but Denzel Clark was in that game, and he became the first player to win the Electric Play of the Week in 3 consecutive weeks.
What a run. What a run that was. Talk about an impact player.
Speaking of runs, the Athletics have had no shortage of them since the 6th inning. 5 runs scored over the last 3 offensive innings for the Athletics. They've brought it a lot closer, 11-9, and now Alvarado in the game.
Well, Elvis, we have seen him and we watched it happen in Las Vegas.
Hit to third, Muncy waits back on it, throws to first, and a good strike. There's out number 1.
When Elvis Alvarado has the fastball going and that good slider, he is one tough customer. Max Muncy been over at third base now, making a nice play. See the jab step in, retreats, little side saddle action, plenty of time to get Adele.
First pitch strike. Peraza showed bunt with Muncy playing back.
You know, and that right there, for me, that pitch is the key to Alvarado's success. It's not the big time fastball. I mean, that is what it is, right? That helps. But if he can consistently spin that slider and get that glove side movement consistently, I know we've seen it back up, and we talk a lot about wanting to be able to bottle a backup slider just because of how it can fool a hitter at times. But if that is consistently the movement profile, well, I think you start to realize that it might not just be the best slider. And we have seen Elvis throw some absolutely fuzzy ones, and I think that's the ticket. If he can dial that in consistently, this dude becomes a serious weapon in the back end.
Grounded the other way, beyond the diving reach of Kurtz. Peraza takes a turn, but he will settle for a single. Alvarado got the ball on the ground, but Peraza was able to sneak it past Kurtz for his 3rd hit of the game.
Peraza just taking a fastball and shooting it down that right field line. And credit to Butler, who was able to get over there in time and get it back in. So Peraza's got to park it at first. Still got a double play possibility here.
With Christian Moore coming up, Takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
One thing to consider, though, is Alvarado in the time home. What you don't want to do is give them a chance to move up 90 feet and stay out of that double play. See what kind of lead you're going to get from Peraza over there at first base.
And he's going to go. Fouled away. Lucky break for the A's.
Big time. You know, Chris, I
all over it.
Well, and it's just because right now there's 3 things that have to happen when you come into the ball game late with the game on the line as a reliever. You have to spin the breaking ball for strikes. You must absolutely be able to defend yourself and field your position, and you have to control the running game for moments just like this.
Shorter lead for Peraza this time. He thought about breaking. He doesn't this time. It swung on and tipped into Langeliers' glove. He holds on, 1-2. Alvarado comes set. And a throw over to first. Now aware of what Peraza has tried to do the last 3 pitches. One-two, he's going to break. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Gelof's tag is there. Strike him out. Throw him out.
I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming.
They're going to look at this, though.
Well, Peraza thinks he may have gotten his hand in there, and I don't know why they wouldn't take a peek at it.
Los Angeles is
It's
challenging
close.
the out call at second base. The previous play is under review.
This will be a great shot. Look at the fingers. And I got to believe Gelof got the tag down.
Yep.
Right on the elbow before that oven mitt gets cooking.
And remember, the call on the field is out.
Correct.
So you need clear and conclusive evidence to overturn the call.
Oh yeah, I mean what I think is I see the oven mitt up and maybe the tip of it over the bag, but no contact with the bag, and Gelof able to get the glove down on the elbow just in time. Every Halo fan of the ballpark thinks I'm a moron. Understood. Am I begging? Maybe a little. But it was great execution. Fastball up, and the reason you go fastball up there is because you know Peraza's running. You know you have just beaten more with the heater, so why not? Why not go back to that and give yourself the opportunity to strike him out, throw him out?
They're still looking at it at the replay center in New York City.
And look, this is a great job by Gelof because that's not a short hop by any means. That ball skips off the grass, which is a little further out in front of him. He's got to go up and get the ball, and you see the tag come back down and applied, in my opinion, in just the nick of time.
And I know it's just another Friday for Zach Gelof, but remember, he started the game at third base.
Right.
And for him to be able to apply a tag that quickly, transition back to second base as well as he has, I mean, this is what you dream about if you're a coach defensively.
Here we go.
Here's the verdict.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The runner is out.
So it stands. Strike him out, throw him out, and the momentum is in favor of the A's. Going into the bottom of the ninth, they're down 2, but they get 2 after a great tag from number 20.
Today presented by your California Ford dealers. We've had some action. Jacob Wilson with a shot that would close the gap for the Athletics. That was back in the 7th, and then Max Muncy absolutely blasted one dead center. And folks, we've got ourselves a brand new ball game.
Sounds like music to my ears. The duo that was up the middle in high school together provide a late inning spark for the Athletics, down 2 runs, and they will face Sam Bachman going for the save here, which would be his first of the year if he's able to shut the door on the A's. First pitch, Shea pops it up. Into center. Siri makes the catch. Now it's Soderstrom, who has come up 4 times, who's reached 4 times, 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Need a base runner, down 2 runs, with Wilson waiting on deck. Inside to Soderstrom, 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. Angels have 1 challenge left. The A's have none.
Right now, A's just looking for a base runner.
And they will get one. Laced into the alley in left center field. Moving over, Siri cuts it off. Now he bobbles the baseball. Soderstrom into second base. A 1-out double and a 3-hit game for number 21.
Well, that's a big knock for obvious reasons. Soderstrom able to stay on the split here. Pitch that stays up. You can see Sodi, even though he may have been slightly out in front, still a very, very strong dude. Just hammered it. Never mind. He's not out in front. He's just able to stay back.
Bachman against Wilson. Jacob takes outside. From the stretch, pitch to the plate. That locked him up. Slider called strike, 1-1.
Yeah, tough pitch at the very top of the strike zone. Well, Angels have had a tough time pinning it down. 6 losses when leading after 8 innings.
Wilson now with 2 strikes, waiting on deck, Jonah Heim, who would pinch hit for Colby Thomas, who pinch hit for Carlos Cortez earlier in the game. 1-2, defensive swing, grounded to short. Neto gathers, swings to first, 2 down. Soderstrom up 90 feet, but it's up to Jonah Heim as the lifeline.
Nice play by Neto to come and get it. Just disregarded Soderstrom over there. So let me make sure of at least 1 out there.
Well, you remember Dallas last week in Las Vegas, game 1 of that series. Jonah Heim came up big and delivered a massive game-tying home run off the bench.
He sure did.
Does he have even more magic in his stick tonight?
Well, this is the homer you're talking about. Off a pretty tough customer in Ashby. And Chris, you got the wind blowing again. Why not?
Soderstrom 90 feet away from scoring the 10th run for the A's. Big cut by Heim. Challenged him with a fastball and beat him. 1-1. Heim will now call time. Inside, good take.
Great take. Bachman up there blowing 100-mile-an-hour sinkers.
High drive, deep to right field. And the first pitch outside. Lawrence has swung the bat well tonight. But Heim meets the moment again. Two 2-0 ABS challenge.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher
This
has
may go
fouled.
for a strike, DB.
Very close. Close pitch up top. It looked like it was going to maybe
The
clip
pitch
it.
was a strike. The count is 1-1. Los Angeles has one remaining challenge.
One pitch. Big cut. No surprises there. One-two. Off the plate, 2-2. Butler staying patient.
Well, and I think Bachman tried to walk it off.
A's fans on their feet. 3-2. And now you have a completely different conversation in your head. If Butler reaches the way Bolte has swung the bat recently. Payoff pitch. High fly ball to right. It will go foul. Another 3-2 incoming. The pitch. And he's fighting.
Lawrence doing a great job right now of just spoiling. Waiting for that one mistake.
The next 3-2 from Bachman. Fly ball right field down the line. It is foul. He is on it. This has to be uncomfortable for Bachman right now.
Well, Law Dogs had no problem covering the slider. He's gotten to the heater as well. Let's see what Bachman chooses here.
3-2 on the ground to second. That will end the inning. But the A's tie the game somehow, some way. 3 straight innings with 2-run home runs. It was Wilson in the 7th, then Muncy in the 8th, then Jonah Heim comes off the bench and ties the game at 11-11. Unbelievable.
Well, Jonah Heim looking for the fastball that he got, 99, up inner third, and it was absolutely crushed. Talk to it. Get up. Get going. Get out of here. And the eruption of the crowd here in West Sac on the crack of the bat said it all. We got more baseball for you. And the bench knew it off the barrel.
So we move into extra innings, Dallas Braden. In a game at one point, Anaheim was up 11-4. A 7-run lead and a 7-run comeback starting in the 6th.
Well, you want to talk about meeting the moment? That guy right there has met the moment multiple times. Would love to see this one pay off here. It'll be Elvis Alvarado as we start the top of the 10th inning. Remember, it was Moore who struck out to end the 9th. He'll be at second. It'll be Guzman up now here to start the 10th.
Such tremendous fight by this offense. Cannot talk about it enough. Muncy playing in. Alvarado gets a foul ball. We know how important the first out of this inning is.
Oh, it's monumental.
Pop out, strike out, ground ball out to the perfect side. Keep the runner at second base, then you can address the remaining two hitters. One inside.
And what you'd like to think right now, Chris, is that instead of the adrenaline dump, there's an adrenaline spike right now for Elvis Alvarado. You come in, you're able to keep the game where it's at. And you just watch your offense climb all the way back into this thing.
It's lifted in the air to center. Bolte moving back, still moving back. He'll make the catch. This should be enough to advance Christian Moore, and it will. There's out number one. So an effective out with O'Hoppe coming up, and he has been very tough to get out in this game. 3 for 3 with a 3-run home run. First pitch to O'Hoppe, chopper to short. It's the third baseman. Muncy's coming home. The tag is there. Good play by Max Muncy. A very big play in this game. They get the second out and erase the runner in scoring position.
And that's two nice plays for Max Muncy entering the ball game. This right here being the biggest and the best. You watch that ball kind of die, kind of kick glove side for Max Muncy. Watch the quick reaction for Muncy here. See him kind of have to stab at that. Still gather it cleanly, make the exchange across the body. Shea Langoliers able to get the glove down well in front of Moore as he crosses through the tag zone. Well executed by Max Muncy. And now, Chris, the Athletics in a great spot here. If they can handle business, take care of Meckler, and take their at bat with the ball game still tied.
So Alvarado against Meckler. We'll use a pinch runner here at first base. It's going to be Walton. First pitch strike.
And again, this is where you have to pay attention to Walton. I know the priority really is the hitter, but understanding that now Walton with a little bit of a bigger lead here.
He won't break. Brushes him off the plate, 1-1. Kirby Yates will likely be called upon in the bottom of the 10th. Alvarado playing it safe. The A's to come up in the bottom of the 10th inning. It would be Butler as the designated runner, Bolte, Muncy, and Geloff. 1-1 pitch fouled away. Elvis one strike away from keeping it a tied ball game and sending it to his offense for a chance to win. A's fans have stuck through this game and stayed in this stadium. And the 1-2 pitch is high and have been rewarded with what has been a very exciting finish. What do you got here? Heater?
Elevate. Let it eat.
2-2. He did go with it. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, now this will give Walton an opportunity to be off with the leg kick.
3-2 payoff pitch. Here it is. Struck him out. Alvarado amps up the crowd and keeps it a tie game. Let's go to the bottom of the 10th.
Well, you know you got plenty of gas in the tank. Fuel the fire with a fastball up top. Let's go win a ball game. Celebrate America's 250th at the ballpark as we host the Marlins. You can bring the whole family out for an unforgettable evening of high-energy baseball. Stick around after the final out for our spectacular post-game patriotic fireworks show. Lock in your 4th of July plans right now with us at athletics.com/promotions. Well, Chris, we have had plenty of fireworks here tonight, and we hope it only gets a little bit better. Looking for some late inning fireworks just before the fireworks start. Remember, it'll be Lawrence Butler out at second base as he made the last out in the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Kirby Yates on the mound for the Halos, making his 16th appearance out of the bullpen for the Angels. And right now, game on the line. You're going to have the corners pinched here with Henry Bolte leading off the inning. Could be a threat to put the ball on the ground. He's a great runner. We'll see what they decide to do here. They just need 1 run. Kirby Yates going to turn and check. And why do you do that? Well, you want to see if you get some information from Bolte. Did not see any hands. There was no show of bunt. You don't take much away from that right now.
They're still playing in. Butler at second. 11-11. And Al Hoppy calling time. And it's Heineman, excuse me, behind the plate now. First pitch to Bolte is down low. Heineman activated yesterday after the trade from Toronto to Los Angeles. Now makes an appearance late in this game. 11-11. Infield backs out a bit. 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Hitter friendly count for Bolte. Now he can be picky. And the rally is on in a big way. That won't do. 3 balls and no strikes. Yates is 3-0. Is not. Ball 4. It's a strike, and the A's will not get to use their challenge here. Bolte dropped his bat. Looked into the dugout, now 3-1.
Yeah. Would have been a base runner.
Three and 1 pitch.
And he did go.
That one he did. 3-2. First out is very important. We know. Three and 2 from Yates. Off the plate. Bolte just had to wait a little bit longer. Gets aboard. He walks and passes it to Max Muncy as Mike Maddox comes out, and the entire infield will convene to address Muncy, who, like Wilson, is one of the big-time fire starters in this game, and he's done it off the bench.
Well, he's got his fingerprints all over this ball game. It was the 2-run homer in the 8th to close the gap. A couple of great defensive plays, including the one last half inning to take care of the runner at home. And now with an opportunity to win this ball game.
And you can hear the crowd responding audibly to Max Muncy's name being announced on the public address by Amelia Schimmel. Shotwell in. Butler at second, Bolte at first. And Yates disengages. Butler and Bolte are going to run. No throw.
The previous pitcher called the ball. The catcher has challenged.
They're going to use an ABS challenge here.
And I don't know that they're going to like the answer they get here. And they won't.
The pitch was a ball. Los Angeles has no remaining challenges for the 10th inning.
1-0, runners on second and third. Now if you're Kirby Yates, you got to think twice about trying to expand the strike zone should you get ahead. Down 1-0 to Max Muncy right now. Odds aren't looking good.
1-0 pitch. He expands and swings on a splitter.
Take you back to the 8th inning. This helped pave the road to this situation we find ourselves in right now.
1-1 from Yates. Swing and punched into right. It's hanging up for Adele. Butler will not test him. Out number 1.
Well, Chris, just before the pitch, just before Kirby Yates stepped back and engaged the rubber, you saw Neto, you saw Peraza, you saw Shotwell all turn to the outfield and bring them in. Say, hey, come in, play this shallow. And it was for that reason right there. Should a ball tie up one of these hitters? Because look, a deep fly ball, Wego, game over. What you got to do right now is play to be able to take away that soft liner in front of you, get to it in time, and prevent that run from scoring.
See what Geloff decides to do. Second and third, just one out, infield in, Yates to the plate. Oh, hit him in the head, oh no! He's okay, he's okay. Well, thank goodness he's okay.
Yeah, and I think what happened is it might have just caught the bill of his helmet. We'll take a look. Ooh, I tell you, it caught the ear flap and the underside of the bill. Wow.
And out comes Kurt Suzuki.
Well, and I'm wondering at this point,
he's going to go to the bullpen, get a lefty to face Kurtz. With the bases loaded and one out in the bottom of the 10th, tied at 11. The drama builds. We are back in the bottom of the 10th, 11-11 the score, bases loaded, one out for Kurtz, and he's come up in big moments like this a lot.
we've been here before. Remember, this is what he does. And I tell you, if anybody is in line for redemption tonight, it's Nick Kurtz.
He will face a lefty in Sammy Natara Jr.
And how about the spot for this left-hander? Just your 4th ball game this season. Game on the line, and you've got one of the game's most prolific power hitters staring you down right now.
First pitch, tagged back foul. 2 career walk-off home runs. His last was a 2-run home run on June 19th last year against the Astros. Outfield in, infield in as well. Up and out.
Well, you see the good four-seam fastball. He's got a slider and a split he features as well. Lefties have not seen that split.
Did he go? No, he didn't. Count leverage favoring Kurtz. Two-one pitch.
No.
He waits back. Now you got to throw a strike against one of the American League's most prolific hitters. A's fans on their feet. 3-1. It's high. It's high. The A's win. They come all the way back and win 12-11.
What a ball game. Chris, it just felt like this offense wasn't done. It felt like there was more in the tank, and they proved it tonight. The 7th, the 8th, and the 9th innings led the charge for what we just watched unfold here in the 10th, which was a string of outstanding at-bats, capped off by a phenomenal at-bat by Nick Kurtz, who waited out the left-hander, who couldn't find the strike zone, and the Athletics powered by not 1, not 2, but 3 two-run homers in back-to-back innings to lead the charge for the green and gold. What a comeback.
What an amazing game. So much fight in this offense, a game we will be talking about for a very long time. The A's get back to 500 at now 38-38. I've run out of words at times. Jonah Heim with the biggest swing of the night. Chris Townsend and Steve Sachs will get to talk to him on the post-game show. 12-11 Dallas Braves.